Hi guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. So this is a video I've been hyping up for like 2 weeks. I'm finally making my intro and outro card. So for this one, I had a lot of ideas. I wanted to have like some background where I could put my character in front of it and do different like emotions and poses and stuff. So I wanted it to not draw too much attention but be enough. I didn't know if I wanted to have it stick to the silver theme because everything else I've been working on currently sticks to the silver theme since that's my name. But this, I had some ideas I wanted to implement that weren't necessarily based around silver stuff or even featuring silver prevalently. So my first idea was like some sort of background but having a couch and a table with like a vase of flowers on it. I put like a generic bookshelf in the background, but I was just planning on having a wide assortment of stuff. And then I thought about having my character be placed as like a statue in some weird forest on top of, what are they called? The things statues sit on, where it has like the plate with like artists or who it's dedicated to. The next idea I really liked, and it was to have a similar forest to that. So it had bushes and trees, but to have all of the leaves be like shards of metal. It sounded really cool, so it was one of my favorites. Then I had one, I don't know, I just felt like drawing it. Metal bars looking off onto a beach. It has like pretty much nothing to do with my channel or what I like, so don't know why I did it. Then I took the chair and vase and kind of placed them in the corner and had a more generic background, and then I had like a fully just bland background. And those were pretty much all the ideas I came up. I tried to challenge myself to do at least 6, and I did, even if one of them is barely an idea at all. Then I did some quick like colors, to help get my vision across, and I just crossed out the ones that I didn't like or that I didn't think would work or didn't fit with my channel. And these 2 are really stuck on. One follows the theming, but is incredibly, I don't know if I could pull it off, honestly. The other, I could do. It would turn out nice. It wouldn't be a risk. And in the end, I went with the safe option. Maybe someday I'll draw that beautiful scene I'm dreaming of, but today is not that day. So I went off with a messy sketch first. I tried a few different, embellishments for the room, but in the end I came up with a couch, a table with a vase, some things hanging on the wall, and then a shelf filled with a ton of stuff so I could get like as much of my personalities and hobbies and interests across in this piece because I felt like it. So the first thing I wanted was a poster of the artwork that started this all, the one that landed me into accidentally creating this whole thing, and obviously my most popular video because of course it is Extreme SMP related. Then I had a little picture. I have a calendar with March 24th on it. Guess why that date's important? That day is National Chocolate Raisin Day, the best day of all. So I had to put on the calendar. It's one of my favorite days of the year because I'm obsessed with chocolate raisins. Then I put a bi, trans, and gay flag because if I'm representing me, how could I not put my sexuality and gender on here? Like, who do you take me as? Some gay person who doesn't flaunt their sexuality? If you're looking for that, you might as well leave. So then I have my favorite pillow / stuffed animal. I have some books. I have a can of paint brushes, even though I don't paint that much. I'm trying to get more into it, but I'm not a very patient person, and painting can take a lot of time. I have a can of colored pencils, like a mini easel, a bag of chocolate raisins because, as we've established, I'm obsessed with them. A Pokeball because I love Pokemon Go, and Enderman because it's my favorite Minecraft mom. My favorite Minecraft mom. Oh my god, Enderman, my mother, long time no see. My favorite Minecraft mob. I have a Puddle Slime from Slime Ranchers, the cutest slime by far in the game. An Among Us crewmate duo because he has to be here. It's his job. He couldn't not show up in my room. Then I have a bow tie and a microphone. I have my dog in a little dog bed. Then I added a Bureau of Balance bracer and a generic box because I couldn't think of anything else. When it came to the flowers, I knew I wanted to put a tiger lily and a rose in the vase because those are my two favorite flowers. You know, I know people with those names and I care about them deeply, and the tiger lily's an important part of my life regarding art, so I had to put both those in. Then I scrolled through like so many pages of couches I could buy, so I found one where I could kind of get the perspective right, and then one which had more of the couch anatomy that I wanted. I still have to edit a lot of the perspective, and it doesn't turn out quite right, I don't believe. Then I had to move around the flags as well so they're visible, and I moved the table and vase around from where I had originally put them so everything was more visible. At first I wanted to have everything, I was going to have like the table be silver, the shelf be silver, part of the couch be silver, because I didn't want to give up on the silver yet. I still felt like, you know, I was obligated to put some of that in, but it just didn't work out with all the coloring, so most things are just wooden. So I colored everything in. It didn't take as long as I thought. Actually, this whole project took a lot less time than I anticipated. If you look carefully at the background, you'll notice that it took me way too long to notice when I used the fill bucket for some parts that it left those god-awful lines between things. Just don't look at the background, don't do it. You'll notice them and you'll never unnotice them. Then I went through with some shading. Now, I'm not great at shading. I can do it with like basic things, but with like really 3D spaces and a lot of nuances of where the light will hit and not hit, especially when it comes to the shelves, I'm not very experienced with that. I'm definitely getting better, but I'm not great. So the shading isn't the best. It's passable. So if you watched the video where I made my PFP and banner, I talked a lot about how things kept going wrong because I never fully thought about things or used references. So for this drawing, I tried to really think and use a lot of references, and I think it turned out a lot better. If I'd done these same things with those other drawings, I feel like they would have turned out so much better. Like, look at the flowers. How do you think those would have looked if I didn't use a reference? That's pretty much why I did that whole video. I'm such an idiot. It just took less time this way anyway. There's no reason for me not to use references. Please, people, just use references. It makes your life so much easier. So as I said earlier, I had a lot of trouble at figuring how the shading on the shelf would work, because depending on where the objects are, the layers of the shelf should block part of the light, but I didn't want to think about that, so I didn't. Yeah, so the things on the shelf don't really look right. I think I like this drawing. I don't know, there's something off about it, but it's not as bad as I kind of thought. I mean, it was definitely a safe option to go with, so it couldn't have turned out that bad, but I just kind of expected my laziness to ruin it. And it did in some areas, but most of it is okay, surprisingly. So if you like this artwork, it'll be featured in all of my future videos, so you should subscribe so you get to see it again. Also, please like this video and follow all of my socials, except Twitch. You don't have to follow that one. I don't use it anyway. And I'll see y'all in the next video.